Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me Saturday afternoon. Moving along with my player interviews, I have St. Rose Senior Layla Laws. Layla, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Hi.
Now, you and St. Rose is coming off a pretty big win last night. How do you feel you played, and how do the team played? Against Rumson, a top 10 short team.
Well, we were all just really hyped for the game. We studied the scout. We knew what we had to do in order to beat them. We really worked on our warm up, made sure everyone was ready to play, whether they got in for how many minutes. And we really just wanted to win this game. This was one of our more competitive games, so we really just wanted to come out for the win.
Now, I looked at the score sheet. It looked like a pretty balanced, effort by you, Irvin, Abby, and Rosie. Do you think your team becomes a little more dangerous when all four of you are firing on all cylinders?
Yeah, definitely. If one person, is just scoring, then we're, guardable. But since everyone was scoring yesterday, they really couldn't stop all five of us. So it was really good that everyone was playing.
Yeah, and that's great. Obviously, St. Rose, my school. I'm always hoping for the best, and I get upset when you girls lose a game. But
Yeah.
pretty good start to the season. You think it's been challenging with COVID, not knowing if your game's going to be canceled that day, or you're supposed to play RBC yesterday, and it was good that Rumson and Dave and Mary Beth were able to get this game going because another good matchup kind of replaced RBC, which you'll have later in the year.
Yeah.
Do you find that distracting, or you just say one day at a time, let's just keep moving forward?
Basically one day at a time. It was really, we were all upset that the RBC game was canceled, but we were happy when we picked up Rumson, so that was good.
Yeah. Now RBC, they are rescheduled, right? End of the month, right? Did you?
February 28th. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'll have that date circled. I'm sure everyone will.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to rewind a little bit to the end of last school year. COVID hits school. All of a sudden you're told, all right, you're not coming to school anymore. You're going virtual. How did you find that adjustment?
Well, it definitely was hard because from being in school every single day to going straight to remote learning, I had to adjust to that. I had to work in my room and go on my desk and stuff. So it was hard, but I had to make sure that I wasn't doing my classes in my bed, and I was actually focusing on my classes and stuff. So.
Yeah, I hear funny stories from parents, the younger, the grade school kids, that they could be doing work one second and then all of a sudden they're playing video games when they're supposed to be in Google Meets or Zoom.
Yeah.
Now, last year, did St. Rose, was it a set schedule? Like you had to be on Zoom or Google Meets at certain times, or did they give you assignments and you had to, plan it out yourself?
We had a half day
Okay.
every single day. So we had times where we had to be on the Google Meet, and some classes would give us assignments on Google Classroom that we had to complete. But for the most part, we had a Google Meet every single period.
Yeah, it also tells you about technology today, because back in my day, that this stuff wouldn't have been able to happen. How did you find, spring balancing, training and, getting your schoolwork done, because, it was tough to also, forget about schoolwork too. It was also tough trying, you couldn't be with your teammates, your AAU teammates and stuff. How did you find that, to balance that?
Well, first of all, I had to make sure I had all my work done. And then I would, go on a run around my neighborhood, or we have a court near my house, and I would just, go out there and get some shots up. Or I would go to my friend Bryn's house, and we would do a beach workout because she lives on the beach. So we would do a social distance beach workout, just to get in shape with my trainer, Coach Carrie from Grit.
Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
up at Grit, I know Kerry. Yeah.
Yeah. So we would just get in shape and make sure we
Um,
were going.
and that's good because, obviously throughout the pandemic, everyone sees the videos of, the drills, and a few players said to me at the start of this season, said, they were out of shape. And,
Mm,
it was something me and some of the coaches, and, in the fall, we said, what kind of shape are these kids going to come in because they lost that time. But it's good that you were working on your conditioning too, because a few players said they were so focused on working on their skills that they were a little out of shape with that first practice and stuff.
yeah.
So that's good that you recognize working on both your court skills and your conditioning.
Yeah.
Now talking a little bit your background. How old were you when you started playing basketball?
I was in fourth grade when I started to play basketball. My grandfather and my mother were my first coaches, and I played with my sister, so that was fun. Yeah.
Did you play any other sports, or was basketball?
Soccer was my first sport. At the time, I was living in San Diego,
Okay.
California. Yeah, so my dad actually coached my first soccer team down there with my sister. So
Um, I need to get out to San Diego. I hear it's gorgeous out there. When did you move to New Jersey?
um, when I was 5.
Okay, so you were still pretty young. I find it funny, soccer. You usually start soccer younger than you do basketball, and it's girls that I interview that have played soccer in the past. It's usually 3, 4 years old they start playing soccer, and then basketball. Do you think it's because basketball with the hoop being higher, a little more intimidating and not being able to reach? Because my
Yes.
niece is saying, she just turned 9, but she likes basketball, but shorter, and soccer is more her sport because younger, you don't really have to worry about hitting the hoop.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
You brought up your sister. Do you have any other siblings?
No, just my twin sister.
Twin sister. Does she play any sports now? She sings, right? She's
She
done
does.
the national anthem a few times. That's to be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I also noticed she's always at your games. Do you try supporting her with the stuff that she does with her, singing and stuff like that?
Yeah, it goes both ways. Like I always go to like her concerts if she has any, as much as I like can.
That's great. That's to mean a lot too that she's there, supporting you, during your games and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to, talk a little bit about your family. You brought up how they coached you in soccer. How have they helped you through the years with your development in basketball?
Well, my family is a very competitive family. My grandfather played basketball and he refed when he was in high school. My mom played basketball at a D3 school. I think it was like Rosemont. And my dad, he did swimming and he ran track. So like we're all very competitive, even in board games. Like it always is. Yeah.
That the fact that your mom played at the next level, does she help you a lot? Do you pick her brain a lot, what to expect, especially St. Rose is a highly competitive schools, so they're borderline college program, how they're
Yeah.
always ranked in the top 10 in the state. So do you lean on her for advice and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
How about, you mentioned your grandfather ref, do you ever ask him about certain calls and stuff like that?
It's more like he tells me the calls. And I don't really ask. He normally just tells me like what I did wrong or something like that. Yeah.
That's Do you accept that the criticism, or the constructive criticism, or do you like rub it off, or do you try to soak it in?
I try to soak it in. Yeah.
I guess it depends on how the game went and all that, and your mood after the game, right?
Yes. Yes.
So when you were younger, who was a role model of yours? Could be family or professionally, or
It was my parents because they worked really hard and like trying to get my sister and I to like get the things we needed to succeed. And like they always taught us to like you need to work hard to get like what you want. So nothing came easy.
that's great, and especially helping you and your sister get that mindset. Hard work does pay off. You
Yeah.
see it on the court. You see it in the classroom too. I was a little lazy in the classroom, and it did not pay off. But that's great. That when parents instill that, especially when it comes to schoolwork and sports. Moving on, AAU. Who's your current AAU team?
My current AU team is IXL, and the coach is Coach Walter Welsh.
Hmm. Where are they based out of? I don't know AAU that well, so
New York.
New York. Okay.
Yeah.
Who are some of your teammates?
Sky Owens. She was our point guard.
Mhm.
Janelle. She was also one of our like guards. That team was just like really a fast paced like
Yeah.
team. We got up and down the court. We were like great like in transition and stuff like that. So it's just really fun to be a part of like that team.
Do you like that style? Fast up
Yeah.
and down the court?
Yeah.
What have your coaches through the years, AAU or rec basketball when you started, how have they helped you in your development?
Well, my first AAU team was New Jersey Bells,
Okay.
and under Coach Cindy and Joe Fagan.
Vegas. Okay.
And they really just helped me like develop as a player, like learn the game and like put it on the court. My next AU team was Short Shots, and it was under Elijah Allen.
Okay.
And he's a really good like ball handling coach, and he really just like worked on my ball handling skills and like just stopping on the dime to like make like jump shots and stuff like that. So that really helped me in my game. And then Coach Walter Welsh just helped me like put it all together, and just like get to the rim and stuff like that. Just become more aggressive.
Yeah, it's impressive how, all coaches could teach you, different things and work on different aspects. And, same with trainers.
Mhm.
I know you kids, going to all different trainers, and each trainer kind of has their own specialty.
Yeah.
Real quick, you train up at Grit. How was it, this summer when, you were allowed to finally go, train with other people, going up against, Destiny would go up there, Bryn goes up there. You had Diamond Miller when she was home up there, going up against that competition. You think that brings the best out of you?
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge because they're all like amazing basketball players. So I definitely had to like work hard to be able to like go against them, things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I took to Brent's father, and she was telling him, how it was some of the best training sessions that she's had. Just how competitive all of you were. So, and that's great to see, especially when you're going through a pandemic. You're not really being able to go up against other people, players and stuff. So, it's a good bunch of girls to be working out with.
Yeah.
Moving to high school, when you were going in, your freshman year, what are some goals you wanted to achieve, throughout your high school career?
I really just wanted to focus on my academics and just getting good grades since it was like I was a freshman, and that transition from middle school to high school is always hard. So I also wanted to
Yeah.
like meet new people and just, be good all around academically and athletically.
I love that answer. Focus on the schoolwork, because that's what's gonna pay the bills once you're out of college, is
Yeah.
getting that good education and paying attention in school and stuff. Um, so your freshman year, you were at Donovan, right? Is that, am I correct?
Yeah.
Your freshman. Any upperclassmen that were able to help you your freshman year? If you had questions or that you were able to go to and.
Yeah. Well, actually, the three seniors on the basketball team, they were Melissa Buxton, Alyssa Hershey, and Molly Collins. They kind of really just like helped me become a better like basketball player freshman year. And they also like showed me the ropes of like the school and like where to go and stuff. So it was definitely good to like go to them for questions if I needed it.
Yeah, and that's always good when you have the upperclassmen, somebody you can lean on that are willing to help, because that's how programs are built, tradition, passing it down to the younger, the underclassmen.
Mhm.
So after your freshman year, you transfer to St. Rose. How was that transition?
It was
Like,
hard.
adjust into a new school, and St. Rose is smaller. Well, right there is smaller, a little smaller, because
Yeah.
Donovan has the football team that always brings in more
Yeah.
students. So how was that transition? Transferring schools.
It was hard because I only knew like two or three people that went to that school, and like coming from a school that I knew like the staff because my grandma worked there, and plus
Okay.
like a lot of like the students there. But I also had like transfers that also came in with me.
Yeah.
So I like formed a bond with all of them. So that made it easier to like,
That was going to be one of my questions. Did you form a good relationship with, so Bryn, Michaela, and Maria, the four of you all came in the same year. Now, you being the only, you were a sophomore, the other ones were juniors. So were you able to form a special bond with the three others?
yes, yeah, especially Michaela. We would do like TikToks and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Tiny would always, right when he be tweeting about the TikToks that you
Yeah.
and then last year, Irvin jumped into the
Yeah.
TikToks. I mean
Yeah.
that's good that that you're able to have some fun too, because I know playing St. Rose, St. John Vianney's, there's a lot of pressure there, but also to
Mhm.
relax and enjoy yourselves too, especially
Yeah.
with your teammates like that. How any classmates that helped you, non-basketball players when you transferred?
I really just like was hanging out with like the transfers because I really
Okay.
didn't know a lot of people. So it was mostly just like basketball people.
How tough was it having to sit out the 30 days with the transfer rule, your sophomore year?
Yeah, it was tough, especially because I would put, 100% in at practice and then, have to sit on the sidelines and watch my other teammates play. It was tough, but, just cheering along my teammates and seeing them do like the best they could was fun too.
Now that was, I I thought that was a really special team that, the team pretty much had a little bit of everything. You had an inside presence, good outside shooting, very
Mhm.
strong defense. And it was a very fun team to watch because they kind of put you girls played that fast pace up and down.
Yeah.
I don't know what you averaged that year as a team, but there was many games. I saw the games in the high 70s, low 80s.
Yeah.
How did it feel, the team won the state title that year. How was it being a part of something like that?
It was actually an honor, that a program could achieve that high of an honor, you know. Um, yeah, it was fun to be a part of that and like to win that game. That was fun to like watch.
They and that, it's a tough bracket. You played, St. John Vianney. I don't.
Mhm.
Did you see RBC that year? No, I don't remember if you had RBC that year, but and then Immaculate Heart, and it's the toughest group, definitely in the states. So it just shows you how well balanced that the team was.
Mhm.
Moving on, your last season, what was something you wanted to improve from your sophomore year to your junior year?
Well, I wanted to be able to get to the rim and different finishes, work on my shot like consistently, get in better shape, that stuff.
Um, did you think, start of the season, the team was, ranked number one in state? Did that put any more pressure on you and the team?
Well, yeah, definitely being ranked number one in the state puts a lot of pressure on a team. But as a team, we wanted to go like one game at a time, we didn't want to like look ahead. We wanted to make sure that we knew what to like prepare for in the next game.
Yeah. Now you started early on, very big win against Rutgers Prep, who was a good team. How did it feel, getting, such a good start to the season with a win against the Rutgers Prep right before Christmas break?
Well, it was hard because Coach Marybeth wasn't coaching us at that
Mm,
time. But we definitely like fed off the crowd's energy. Like
yeah.
everyone was excited about it, and we just like wanted to win because they were also like a really good team, and it just felt great to like come out with the win.
Yeah, I was at that game, and I stopped keeping my stat book because it was just, it was too exciting of a game, being there as a fan. And it's great to be, I'm sure, it's great, being in the stands for that game, but being on the floor and being on the bench has to be, the feed off the crowd, especially your home crowd. And,
Yeah.
it was sold out. I'm pretty sure it was sold out because it was a packed gym.
Yeah.
um After that, the team goes to Florida for, and that's a pretty big event down there. How was it? Not a lot of teams get to leave the state, and enter like tournaments like that. How was it, traveling with the team, and playing in such, against so many good teams down there in that Naples event?
It was fun. Like it was a different experience, playing against different teams from like different states and like not really knowing a lot about them except for like the scout and also like off the court, we would go to dinner and stuff like that, go to like the beach. So it's definitely like a bonding experience. There was also like fun to be playing against these like different teams.
Yeah, it has to be a plus, seeing teams that you never dream about, think about, you'd be playing teams from Tennessee,
Yeah.
Louisiana, Texas. And you brought up even when you're not playing bonding, similar to like AAU, when you travel going away on these tournaments with your teams and you form that special bond.
Yeah.
It had to be fun, especially kids, being your age and stuff, being able to do something like, and you were in nice warm weather.
Yes. Yeah. The warm and Christmas season. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Last thing I want to talk about junior year, Paul the Six game.
Mm,
Um, how was it being a part of that game? Because I've been to so many games in my years. That was one of the most exciting games. And how is it being a part of that? And before we get to your reaction when Michaela hit that shot, how was it? What was your mindset when you were down? What 16? I think 16 with just over 3 minutes left. What was your
yeah.
mindset at that point?
Honestly, like the team, we were down because we were down by 16. We were like upset because we really wanted to win. The bench was really like encouraging the people who were in to like, continue to like push through. We were like trying to see us winning. But it was definitely hard since we were down by so much. So
Um, Now, Bryn fouls out with a couple minutes left. And you girls didn't lose your composure
mm.
and stuff. What was your reaction, when Bryn fouled out?
It was definitely sad to see Bryn foul out with only like a couple minutes left, but we knew like we could still come out with a win, especially like with the other people on the court.
Mhm.
So
So the big question, what was your reaction when, Michaela, when that shot went down? Because I don't know if you saw on Twitter, the picture got my reaction. Like I was holding my head like, wow.
yeah. Oh, that was amazing. I think I actually like ran out on the court, yeah, with like the other teammates, but that was definitely like a great moment to see like the ball actually like go in the basket.
Do you feel that deflated the other team? Because I mean, you coming back from 16 points, if you're the team that's up 16, that has to be, deflating. And your team was very pumped up. And, before the jump ball, Michaela came out and you heard her yell, "We're not losing this now." And, it's great to see, the fire, in her eyes, and everybody was on page. And then you guys had a very strong, went to double overtime, but
Yeah.
you were able to put it away. Do you think that kind of, your team was able to feed off that and to close out that game?
Yeah, we definitely fed off Michaela's energy, especially because she made that shot and she was like, "We're not losing." So
Yeah.
we definitely were like, "Yeah, like we're not losing."
Yeah. Do you think that was the most fun game you've been a part of?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now moving to this season, did you think the season was going to actually happen with everything going on with COVID?
I definitely had my doubts. I really wanted to happen since I've been like training so hard in the off season with like Carrie. I thought it was like not going to happen, especially with like the ongoing COVID cases. But I was
Hmm.
like hoping it would happen because I really wanted to play with like my teammates.
Yeah. Because at that point, COVID cases were skyrocketing at that time, so I could understand being a little worrisome about that the season might not actually happen, but it did happen. And now, finally, yesterday, we were able to get some parents into the stands.
Yeah.
How was that having actually some fans in the stands?
That was good because normally our games are just we only hear us like talking, and yesterday it was like we could hear the parents like cheer for us, and it was just like we were feeding off their energy. So
Especially being a senior, having family members there, that has to be big. Your final season, you definitely wanted them in there. That's all I cared about was they had to find some way to get the senior parents into the
yeah.
gyms to watch their kids. Now you're a senior. What are some of the things you're hoping to pass down to the younger girls? The freshmen and sophomores on the team.
Just to work hard to earn playing time and just to like never give up, you know. And you should like love the game, learn to like love it.
Yeah, definitely. Shouldn't be doing it if you don't have the passion that um, to play every day. And, not even just the games, you got to put the passion in practice and, training,
Yeah.
which, I see how hard you girls work, in the off season and during the season. It's really impressive, the effort you girls put in.
Yeah.
What are some goals you have, this season? I know, we're almost probably halfway through now, but what were some goals you had for the season?
Well, I really just wanted to play with like all my senior teammates one last time and just to like showcase my talents and just to be committed for this season.
Um, One of the senior, Abby, what is it like playing with her? What have you learned, because she's had 4 years at St. Rose,
Mhm.
you know, basically leading the point position from her sophomore year on. What have you learned from her and taken away from her?
Well, this actually like wasn't the first time I've played with her.
Mhm.
I also played with her when we were younger, under John Mayo. And we're both fast. Like if one of us like gets a steal, the other person's down the court ready to like get the layup. So we both like love that transition game. So yeah, it really works well.
That's good, and you get easy buckets that way.
Yeah.
Um, Last question about this season. And, you've been playing with Mary Beth now for the last couple of years. What have you learned from her, and take away from her?
Well, she really just like teaches all of us to focus on like the little things, make yourself, do the little things and try 100% in practices. And that like this stuff carries out to like the real world. And even though it has like nothing to do with basketball, like it shows you like the type of person you are.
Yeah, I enjoy, you know, watch, training and whatnot, when you see the player, put that to use in the games. And, I
Mhm.
see it so much. And so good, that means, you're taking the training seriously and you're trying to soak in as much. And then when I see, even, it's not gonna, you're not going to be able to accomplish it every time, but, trying and, that's how you get better. You got
Yeah.
fail to get better, some people say, but,
Yeah.
um, before we talk about your future and wrap up, you up for some rapid questions?
Oh, sure.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
I don't really have a favorite movie. I'm kind of like a Marvel DC
No.
comic
Okay.
fan. So I'm waiting for like the new movies to come out. So
Yeah, it's been tough the last year.
yeah.
How about a TV show? Do you have a favorite TV show?
Well, during quarantine, I've watched a few. I've watched Ozark. That was a good
Yeah,
one.
I just
Uh,
started watching that.
yeah, it's really good. Um, Umbrella Academy.
No, don't know that one.
Do you know All American?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
And also WandaVision just came out, so
Yeah.
that's good.
I hear a lot. I hear that's good. I haven't
Yeah,
seen it yet.
it was good.
How about favorite subject?
Oh, math. I like
Yeah.
math. Yeah.
What's your favorite number?
Oh, 3.
3.
Yeah.
How about favorite song or music group?
I like R&B.
Okay.
My favorite song right now would be like "Out of Time" by Drake and Bryson Tiller. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm out of the music stuff, the current stuff. I listen to my '90s and early 2000s music.
Yeah.
Um, Last question for this: when you're not doing basketball or schoolwork, what is something you enjoy doing?
I mostly hang out with my family. I'm really close to my family, so.
That's good. And I can tell you have that special bond with your sister, don't you? Being twin
Oh
sisters and stuff. That's good. How is it growing up as with twins? That
yeah. It's fun. Like she's like my own personal like best friend. Like I could take her anywhere. Like when I don't know anyone. She's always
yeah,
there.
probably has your positives and negatives. You got somebody always there that you could lean on, and then
Yeah.
being as any sibling, because sometimes they could just be nagging.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we wrap up, talk, future. What are some of the things you're looking at, colleges wise?
Well, I want a college that is not that far away from my family, but not too close. And I also want like a not that big of a school, but like a school where I can like have a good one-on-one with like my professor and just a basketball team that's like a family.
That's That's good. And you were probably the first person to bring up, a team that's like family, and which is good because you want to have a good relationship with, the kids you're going to be spending with the next 4 years
Yeah.
of and your final 4 years of your education.
Mhm.
Do you know what you want to do? Post college?
Well, I want to become a physical therapist. Yeah.
What made you uh, draw interest to that field?
Um, Honestly, I've been wanting to do that like
Mhm.
throughout my whole life. Yeah. So
Yeah, the athletes impress me. Physical therapists, doctors, or all different things. When I went to school, it was you either played sports or you did schoolwork. You didn't do both.
yeah,
I know you need to have good grades to be a physical therapist, and pretty
yeah,
smart. With the science and the body and all that.
yeah.
Last question I like to ask: what advice would you give your younger self?
Honestly, just to not give up and know that opportunities are going to present themselves, and just work on my academic and athletic career, and I'll be able to show everyone like my God-given talents.
That's great. Layla, thank you for joining me and taking some time out today. And I wish you and the team luck the rest of the season. And hopefully, I could get, into the game, especially the RBC game.
Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah, but good luck, and, good luck accomplishing all your goals in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.